first lap, we saw the attack go and we saw the gap grow to over 50 seconds. Alrighty everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be something a little bit different. We're going to be running through my best races of this season. This is going to be a part series that I'll be doing of the best races that I've done over here in Europe, and we're going to be jumping over power data, heart rate, tactics, strategies, and how the race played out. So with all this excitement, let's get into it. Alright, so let's jump right in with, as we can see on the screen here, an overview of the race. So we had 44 Ks to do, and if we scroll down, we can see the circuit. It was crit Kermesse type circuit. It was around 2 Ks, and every 10 laps there was a sprint. I had rocked up not knowing the language, the race, how long the race was, the sprint points. I knew nothing, so I was rocking up. You know, I was shooting it blind, and then eventually I asked the commissaires and I found out the sprints, and we figured out that yes, you know, the first one across the line gets 5, second gets 4, third gets 3, and so on. But let's dive into these power stats. Alright, so jumping into the power here, we can see super spiky power. You know, it's just constantly on and off the gas like the whole race. But we can see here at the start, I didn't have the best starting position on the line. So you can see I was putting out quite a bit more power in the first 5 Ks just to get towards the front. And then we see I can kind of settle into a little bit of a rhythm, knowing that I'm a bit safer towards the front. It generally means I can keep an eye out for attacks and any moves that go when I'm this close to the front, and you're just prepared. There was a couple of tries, definitely punching it up the hill each time we went across. It was around, 200 meters at about 7%, so it was a decent hill, enough to create a break if you had the power. Also to mention that we were all running unrestricted gearing. As you can see, nothing really got away. Everything was together until halfway through the race, where the Catalan National Champion decided to make a move. So let's highlight the actual breakaway here, which lasted around just under 10 Ks. And you can see the power is actually a lot more consistent during this period. So you have to follow the attack at a certain power. So for me, that was just shy of 1400 watts, and then a sustained effort at roughly 1000-ish watts to follow the move. Then we're descending, and just as you can see here, we're putting out quite a lot of power down the hill, which is this section here. And then once we're in the break, we're rolling turns. So you're consistent, and you can see my heart rate starts to drop down significantly, which means I'm using a lot less energy than I am in the pello. So what we'll do again is we'll highlight this break. Now, if you look to either side of where I've highlighted, you can see that the heart rate is a lot higher than it is in the break. So you can see I'm doing a lot less work. And we just roll through uneventful, but we maintain a solid gap until the end when we get caught. Now what happens is that there was a massive team of about 10 guys that would just got on the front and decided they saw the danger and decided to pull us back. And they caught us after us being off the front for just shy of 10 Ks. And then obviously, once we got caught, there was nothing too significant that went off. And we can see an actual solo rider got off the front in the end, and he ended up taking the last points and winning the overall race. All right, so let's dive into the Strava flybys. Now, what this program does is it actually allows us to see the riders that have this turned on Strava. It allows us to analyze the certain guys of the race, to see where they went in the break, see where I went on the break. So I'd say we're about a third in, and you can see that this is where I decide to make my move. So let's have a look here. We've got the race rolling through, and on this next lap we see the red, which is Hugo, him attack over the top here and get a small gap. So let's pause it there. That he gets a little gap on this downhill straight, and he's actually got a gap right here. So see, in regards to the pello, where I am, where he is, I'm seeing the danger, but don't know if he's fully committed. Another guy's gone across, which makes it 2, and that is the Catalan champion. Then I sense the danger, and he punches it up this climb, and that's when I shut it down. As you can see, me distancing from the peloton, so we'll go back. Sorry, here, I punch across, and that's where the gap is born. So we end up rolling around the track together, pulling nice strong turns, keeping away, and you can see the gap just explodes here, and it gets quite a decent gap. And I think this is around the biggest gap we had until that team realized that they needed to shut it down, and they brought it back. So you can see they brought it back. Obviously, once we start to see the Pele working, they can see us kind of looking at each other. They know that we're not going to go to the end. And we did see that solo breakaway rider going in the last 10Ks. And we can see it right here. This is his move. So what actually he did was very smart. There was a lap for sprint points. Everyone sprinted for the finish line, and the guy that got off solo attacked over the top of the sprint and just kept going. And at this point, everyone's like toast from the sprint, which allowed him to get the advantage to just push on. And once they realized that he had a big enough gap, the race was pretty much over. He ends up collecting the last sprint bonus points and winning the race. Me coming in third place was an awesome result, especially for my first race ever in Europe, and off the back of not much form. Coming into this race, just really a warm-up for Belgium. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this type of content. I loved going over my race and recapping you guys on the tactics, strategies, and also diving into my power data. So if you'd like to see more of this, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you liked this content, feel free to let me know. If you didn't, that would be great, just so I can tailor my content to what you guys want to see and what you like. Also, if you have any other suggestions for videos, please reach out via Instagram DM or however means possible. Also, go check out my website and all my socials and go give me a follow on there. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you in the next one.